Welcome back. You're still watching Nile TV International, and this is special edition regarding the latest developments in the Gaza Strip, and I'm honored to be having with me over the phone to be shedding more lights on those developments is Dr. Ahmad Mostafa, the international relations expert. Thank you very much for being with us tonight on Nile TV International.
Thanks a lot. Same to you. Happy Black Friday.
Dr. Ahmad, I can't hear you clearly.
Yeah, really? Yes. It's okay now?
Yes. If we can speak about the formation of the Palestinian Technocratic Committee and, of course, the first meeting that took place here in Cairo for today, how do you see the importance of forming such a committee as a board of peace, according to the statements of the U.S. President Donald Trump?
There was a big delay, or a very long delay, just to form such kind of committees in order to give the proper preparation before going to the phase number 2 and phase number 3 concerning, the ceasefire agreement that was undersigned by the last 15th of October. We know that there was a lot of monkey business and a lot of delay, a lot of killing from the Zionist entity headed by the Prime Minister Netanyahu, and also, Donald Trump giving him a very big grace of time after the 15th of October, because there was like a malicious intention, just, yes, we will give you a space of time and green light just to, or the green card just to kill and trying to devastate, if you have an opportunity just to displace the people of Gaza, especially with the coming winter or so on, it's going to be okay for you, and we will disregard all of that. However, we found like a struggle from the people of Gaza and so on, and also the most important thing is the struggle of our countries, especially the guarantors of the agreement, especially headed by Egypt, Turkey, Qatar, and Pakistan. And also Egypt rejected, and the president, God bless him, Mr. Sisi, and the intelligence and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs refused just to have any kind of meeting, even in America, in Mar-a-Lago, with Netanyahu in that respect, because he rejected just to go in the second phase, and he has such hazy arguments concerning, that the world is still like one of the corpses of the Zionists is still the land of Gaza. Despite, we don't know, maybe it was the case, and Trump himself, he admitted that it is very difficult because there was a lapse of time, more than 2 years, before this body, it's very difficult just to find. However, it was like the bin of Goha, maybe in this regard, and accordingly he continued the genocide and the Holocaust that already made against the innocent people of Gaza under the cameras of all the international media. However, the West is biased and double standard and so on. Therefore, Mr. Sisi, he rejected, and the guarantors rejected the more conditions from the Israeli side. Israeli side also, they made a lot of monkey business concerning division in Yemen and in Somalia land, in Ethiopia, yes, and the Sudan. And Egypt already undermined all such, malicious trials from this side in this regard. That made the president refuse just to meet this person, this killer in Mar-a-Lago. Therefore, they were thinking of other things, including and not limited to the illegal capture of Maduro, as well as bombarding Iran, as well as they're thinking of capturing, Greenland and so on, just to have a displacement from his inner or domestic problems and making the whole world disregarding the Gaza case and the Palestinian case in general. However, the good thing from the Egyptian side and from the guarantor that they were adhered 100% to the agreement, and all the winds came against Netanyahu and Trump and Kushner, and this is why we found Witkoff yesterday here just to go in the second phase and the third phase, because there was no right argument just to bombard Iran and so on and things like that, and there was kind of obligation on Israel just to go on, because they have no chance anymore to do something except this.
Dr. Ahmad, how do you see the significance of holding the first meeting for the Palestinian Technocratic Committee here in Egypt, more specifically in the capital Cairo, for today?
That means that still the resistance and the Palestinian parties already having the greater confidence in the Egyptian governance and the Egyptian, wise minds, and there is kind of mutual respect between the two sides. And Egypt was adhered to the favor of the Palestinian interest from day one after the 7th of October 2023. And which is translated in such kind of having such Paris meeting here, not in Qatar, not in Turkey, but they selected Cairo because they have that Egypt already protected and defended their fundamental rights in order to have their own, state and to go in the phase number 2 and phase number 3. And also because Egypt was very adherent to what, the agreement of the ceasefire of the 15th of October, conditions and so on.
Yes, Dr. Ahmad, and we have seen for today several phone calls conducted by Foreign Minister Dr. Badr Abdulati. One of them was with the U.S. President's envoy for the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, in which he hailed the efforts of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the Egyptian leadership, the Foreign Ministry of Egypt, over pushing the ceasefire agreement, the first phase, into implementing the second phase for today, as we can see, and the formation of the Technocratic Palestinian Committee, and of course the stabilization force which will be on the ground in the near future. How do you see the bilateral ties between Egypt and the United States and the viewpoints between both countries, especially regarding the Gaza Strip now?
You know that there is a proper equation and a balance in between Egypt and America. We cannot say that Egypt, is the lower party. No, Egypt is a counterparty, and the Egyptian administration already proved that as of, the ceasefire agreement, as of being adhered to having and to protect the proper rights for the Palestinian people. The Egyptian administration refused to meet with Trump and with Netanyahu in Mar-a-Lago, because if the president went over there, I think it would never be the right thing, because at the same time Israel was declaring the Greater Israel, and they having more wins more than the Greater Israel, because we found a lot of issues, including, as I told you, Ethiopia, Somaliland, North Sudan, and things like that, and they're trying to undermine all the current status of the Red Sea and the Egyptian stability and security and things like that. But we were aware enough because we have a good president, we have a good intelligence, and so on. Mr. Trump himself, he respected the strong people, of the strong person, of the strong counterparty, and which is represented in Egypt, represented in the president of Egypt, Mr. Sisi, and the other apparatus or other administrations working with him in this regard. Also, there is another economic, significance for this regard, because America, they have a big deficit, 40 trillion US dollar indebtedness, and the matter of following, supporting the Zionist wings and things like that, just posting a lot, because since the 2023, the 7th of October, they spent more than 100 billion US dollars on the Zionist entity for nothing, because all the plans and everything hasn't made, Hamas extinguishing. They had never, submitted or given their arms. And number 3, the people, especially the Gaza people, they made like a big legend because they were adhered to their homeland and never evacuated the land. In France in World War II, after the Nazi attack, the French people yielded after 45 days. But for the people like Gaza, who still adhered and having struggled for around 900 days so far, I think it's unprecedented in the history. And this is one of the biggest examples now in this regard. This matter made Trump and his administration just trying to reassess the situation, and they found that there is no way out except to have, the solutions and the scenarios already submitted by the guarantors headed by the Egyptian state in this regard. And also the same matter could be applicable on the Iranian side, because they try to make this chaos just to attack Iran and bombard Iran. However, the people especially after a few days from this chaos and instability, came after the leadership. And Mohammed Khatami today said it was a malicious trial just to make a fitna inside Iran, and we should be adhered to the land. We should be behind our leadership. Before he has no opportunity just to attack Iran in this time being. Before all the malicious ideas and malicious scenario of Netanyahu were perished.
Yes, Dr. Ahmad Mostafa, the international relations expert, thank you very much for being with us tonight on Nile TV International.